All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Livewire Sports Media. I'm your host, Livewire itself, and this is your Cool Down Tuesday edition. If I said it once, I said it twice. The Indiana Fever is going to set records beyond records this 2025 season in the WNBA. This team is constructed to break numerous records all over. We have already seen it from Caitlin Clark, triple double, um, becoming the first player in WNBA history to have a 20, 10, 10, 4, and 2. And if you don't know what it is, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks, and 2 steals. And then DeWanda Bonner moving up the all-time scoring list. Um, the Indiana Fever sold out crowd, 17,242. But the one thing that I was waiting on was the viewership ratings. Now, we knew that the Vegas Aces versus the Liberty was the 1 o'clock game, but the 3 o'clock game was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, which we already know a lot of people is going to tune into that game. And now that the numbers have come in, here they go. Oops, she did it again. Yeah. So the most watched WNBA opening weekend ever on ESPN platforms, the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever, most watched NBA game ever on ESPN platforms. 2.7 million average viewers, peaked at 3.1 million, up 115% versus last year regular season ABC coverage. Now, the most shocking thing is the Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty. And you know why? The New York Liberty is the defending WNBA champs. And they was playing at home and they got their rings and everything like that. And they averaged 1.3 million and they peaked at 1.9. Now, and then WNBA Countdown also went up 26% because they was averaging 80.4K. So, with that being said, the Indiana Fever plays tonight on NBA TV. I'm sure there's going to be numbers on that as well. Then you got to look, they on Amazon Prime on Thursday night. Then they on CBS on Saturday against the New York Liberty. So I do believe that Saturday rating game on CBS most likely breaks ESPN's rating. If they peaked at 3.1 million and average 2.7, let me do a short little math take right here. So, subtract. That's 0.4. That's not a bad of a drop off. But nevertheless, we now there were some people complaining that they should have showed another marquee game or had a Fever matchup with somebody else instead of having a team that's rebuilding and another team that's in championship contention. Well, when you got two of the most high profile players in the league, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, no matter what the teams look like, because both of their teams were the same last year, and the viewership went out the window. It's the Clayton Clark effect, guys. We have been trying to tell you this all last year, all off season, all up to now. These viewerships is going to continue to spike anytime the Indiana Fever is on TV. And this is why it's so important that the CBA deal gets right. Not being too greedy, but being very balanced and getting what you want. Because this train is never going to stop. It's going to continue to rise. And if they play their hand smart, which that's asking a lot, they're not. So now check this out because the Mets and the Yankees did play Saturday too. And look what Caitlin Clark did against them. So Joe Pompano said, yes, I know the WNBA was on ABC while Major League Baseball was on ESPN, but a 35-point WNBA blowout averaged more views than a Yankees versus Mets game combined with Juan Soto return to the Yankees Stadium is wild. Is a wild outcome that no one could have seen coming for years ago. Um, and the Sky Fever 2.7, Mets Yankees on Sunday 2.5. Not bad. That's not bad. But that's a great head to head. And if you got Caitlin Clark headlining that, even if it was Nafisha Carter and the Minnesota Lynx against Caitlin Clark, or the Liberty, or you got now we looked at page numbers. We haven't looked at page numbers. We haven't seen page numbers yet, but we have seen the stadium, and it doesn't look good in there. Caitlin Clark is going to drag everybody along like she dragged everybody along last year. She in the Indiana Fever is the hottest show on hardwood. I keep saying it because when they come to town, every game is like a home game. You cannot make this up, guys. This team is well oiled, way better. Yeah, we had some situation go on Saturday, and they still going on with it, but you can't stop what is not ready to be stopped. Caitlin Clark is the show. She is everything. Now, this probably be my last video today. Unless something comes out. I'm still waiting on word with Sophie Cunningham. So I will bring that and probably into a short instead of a full video. But this is my full video that I will do for the rest of the afternoon because I will be getting ready to go live around about 7:15 for the Atlanta Dream game. Now, like I said, that game is on NBA TV, but people going to tune in to the Indiana Fever because they want to see what the Indiana Fever did. They didn't care if the Indiana Fever blew the sky out because they wanted to watch it. They watched that just like they watched the Brazil game with Caitlin Clark and they blew them out. So if the Fever blowing out teams, people gonna still to see this just to see how much points they can make. I mean, can score to see what kind of record setting. Don't be surprised tonight's game they set records as well. You know, I said this. This could be another blowout game on TV. If the Indiana Fever walks into, well, they on their home floor. If they blow out the Atlanta Dream in this game tonight, now the power rankings had came out, and the Indiana Fever are number 3. Now they got the Liberty 1, Minnesota Lynx at 2, which the Minnesota Lynx already played 2 games, 2 more than them. Me personally, a 35-point blowout should have put them right at number 1. But nevertheless, they'll get there. They'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Plus, the Indiana Fever is the number 1 defense a team in the league and number 5th scoring. I do believe their scoring will go up too because as long as they blowing out teams, their point total is going to continue to accelerate. I look for another blowout today. But make no mistake, these viewership records is going to be off the charts this year. It's already did better than it did last year in her debut. And now in season 2, year 2, sophomore season, Caitlin Clark is even better, man. Is even better. So my thing is this here. I say it almost every video. Almost every video. I say that the Indiana Fever are on a record historical pace this year. From individual and team, they're going to put up phenomenal numbers. They're going to shatter every number viewership wise, personal wise, team wise, that no team in WNBA history has done. And then guess what it's going to be like? You can't deny it because they're going to be a juggernaut. They're going to be hard to handle. I once did a Bobby Brown song renders of Ghostbusters, but I keep that to myself till another time. Well, matter of fact, I just said anyway. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, the Indiana Fever is the greatest show that the WNBA has because the fact of the matter is that they don't have anybody that could carry these viewerships like that. Yeah, just imagine if now year before the Aces came off. I don't know the number for they opener, but the Fever beat their opener from this year from last year. So, and like I said, the New York Liberty, they do have their own fan base. People show up for their games. They have their own thing, so they could carry a lot, but they still can't carry more. Now, when the Fever played New York last year, they had a $2 million gate sale. I can't remember the viewership numbers at that time, but guess what? Those numbers gonna get even crazy on Saturday because of what the Indiana Fever is. If the Indiana Fever walks into Saturday's game against New York Liberty 3-0, oh, that's gonna be must see TV, baby. And being honest with you, I would love the Liberty to be undefeated too. That's guess what's gonna happen? People going to dub that game as must watch see TV because it's going to be they're gonna say, oh, this could be a potential preview of the WNBA finals. That's what it's gonna mark out to be if both of the teams go in there undefeated. And if they go in there undefeated and the Fever knocks them off, they're gonna be the number one ranked team in the W until they probably lose a game or whatever. But let me know about your thoughts on the Indiana Fever breaking these viewership records again to start the season. To start the season again. Continue to do big numbers. And I'm looking for big numbers tonight on NBA TV. So stay tuned. Keep it locked and loaded. This is your boy Livewire Sports Media. This is your Cool Down Tuesday edition. And you know what it is. Because if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.